so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and y'all, we about to get into the drama and the things that is going down in Potomac. So get your snacks because this might be a long video because y'all know I'm long-winded, but we starting from the beginning all the way to the end with video breakdown, okay? Well, I don't know if video because, you know, TMZ like to flag things, but I got screenshots, okay? I got screenshots. So let's get into it. Mess. Mess. But let's get into it. So like I said in the intro, we're going to start from the beginning and work our way all the way down to the end, which meaning by the end of the night of July the 14th. So this information was presented to us yesterday by way of the blogs and on Twitter and things of that nature, that there was an altercation between Deborah Williams and Kiana Stewart. Deborah Williams, aka Sid the Kid, who is Ashley's friend we saw last season, and Kiana, who I guess is new to the show by way of Wendy Osefo, got into it. And we were first met with a small, like I think 20-something clip. And I'm going to play clips for you guys. It just won't be any audio. And pretty much like they got into it, but we saw the aftermath. The clip that was first presented to everybody online, it just looked like they got to a shoving match kind of. And then security took Kiana away. You see Mia in the middle with her hands like, girl, stop. Candace is trying to, like, I guess, stop it as well. And then you see them shove. When I tell you they shoved the mess out of Karen, they was like, move, lady. And you see Karen get pushed to the side pretty much. But you see Kiana get pulled away by production. So it didn't even look like the situation was that serious. But then TMZ came out, y'all. But I first saw this information by way of TV Deets. Now, I'm going to be honest and give y'all this information beforehand. I don't really trust that much information that comes out of TV Deets. And the reason why is because I feel like TV Deets is extremely biased depending on who they're talking about when talking about situations that happen on Real Housewives of Potomac. And I don't have a problem with people having their faves or liking certain people, but if you're going to market yourself as a credible like news site or blog page or like newspaper about gossip, I feel as though that you should be able to present the facts without being biased. So when I first read the article, I was like, okay. But something told me, wait till the end of the day, because you know, when people get into fights, they start talking. Certain people when people get into fights, certain people that are a part of the fight or linked to the fight start revealing more information. And I knew by the end of the day, there was going to be a lot more information about what happened between Kiana and Deborah. But I'm going to give TV Deets their credit because I'm going to read their article because, like I said, I'm starting from the beginning and we going all the way to the end. So the article starts off like the article is RHOP friends Deborah and Kiana brawl at the season 8 filming exclusive. It says there was an all-out brawl during filming for season 8 of RHOP's early tonight, July 13th, with sources telling TV Deets exclusively that friends of the cast are the ones to blame. According to our rock-solid insiders, Kiana Stewart and Deborah Williams are involved in a shocking physical confrontation at a launch party for Ashley Darby and Giselle Bryant's new activewear line with Candace Dillard Bassett in the middle of the mayhem. Deborah and Candace had been talking ish about each other all night, a source close to production on The Real Housewives of Potomac tells TV Deets exclusively. Candace was confronting Deborah about what she had been saying about Chris Bassett, and Kiana walked up and got herself involved. As RHOP fans are well aware, Deborah appeared in a scene with Ashley Darby during season 7 where she accused Chris of flirting and making a pass at her, which he has reportedly denied or repeatedly denied. Kiana, who is joining RHOP season 8 as a friend of Wendy Osefo, was the one to throw the first punch, but it was Deborah who may end up with the last laugh, according to our sources. Deborah ate Kiana up, reveals a Potomac insider, explaining that Kiana getting involved only made things worse. Deborah definitely won. According to our insider, Deborah is not set to appear as an official cast member of the new season of the show and was only in attendance due to the event being for Ashley's new business. The brawl wasn't the only notable moment for the night. However, another insider reveals Candace also exchanged words with Mia. If Ashley and Giselle wanted to make a splash with their new activewear line, this certainly one way to do it. And that was the article, and I'll put the link below in the description bar. You just heard the article from TV Deets, and like they said, this altercation happened at Giselle and Ashley's, I guess, activewear launch. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, we give Sheree a hard time over here about She by Sheree, but I would pay Sheree's astronomical prices before I buy anything from Giselle and Ashley, only because at least Sheree has like colors. Like, I'm gonna feed in a clip, but someone got a picture of their line and it's all like black and gray. And I was just kind of like, where the colors at? Why is everything black and white? Like, where are the, because my thing is like, when I think of like active wear, I think of like, yes, you all in your active set, you always got a pair of black leggings. You always got a nice gray pair or a dark gray pair. But you got other colors. Like, there's other colors of the rainbow. And when you think of Ashley and her chaotic energy and destruction, it is rainbows and poisons. That's why Shanice reminds me of her on Summer House. But I'm just like, I would think Ashley would want bright colors, and there was no colors. Even Giselle and her rainbow fashions could give us some bright colors. And I was like, it's just black and gray. At least Sheree got on blue. You know, we saw Sheree in blue last episode. I was like, that was a nice blue, a nice royal blue. But this went down at their event. Now, what I will say is Giselle was nowhere to be found. And a lot of people thought one of Ashley's friends, and we'll talk about it, was Giselle. But someone posted a picture of Giselle and Ashley at the event where Ashley has on the same outfit she had on when the altercation started. And Giselle has on an outfit as well. And Giselle's in all black. She's not in that lime yellow or lime green color as a lot of people thought she was, but she's in an all black dress. So I was like, Giselle wasn't there. And I don't think Robin was either, because a lot of people, and even TMZ reported that the cameras were down. Even though we saw cameras, it looks like a lot of the footage we're going to get, is if they even bring up this fight in season 8, will be from people's phones. Because it seems like the cameras got the aftermath and not the actual, like, when the fight really went down. It didn't look like anybody had cameras pointed to it, in my opinion. It just looks like everybody was like, you know, the fight popped off and then we got what we got. So I don't know if they're going to really show it to us when the season premieres, which I kind of think is a good thing, but they're probably going to talk about it. But my thing is, like, if you're going to talk about it, you might as well show it. But maybe my feelings will change when the season premieres. So TMZ came out later on that day to give us a longer video and much more information about the fight. So I'm going to read that article. The TMZ article title goes like this: The Real Housewives of Potomac brutal fight goes down in club. Woman slammed to the ground. An absolute insane fight went down between friends of the Real Housewives of Potomac cast members, with fists flying and women getting yanked down to the ground by their hair in this crazy video. This exclusive video obtained by TMZ shows the cast breaking up a fight between friends of the show, Kiana Stewart, and another woman, Deborah Williams, while at ZB's Garden in D.C. Thursday night for Ashley Darby's fashion line launch. According to the police report obtained by TMZ, Candace Diller Bassett told police someone threw a drink at her, and Kiana says she was hit in the forehead with a glass before getting pulled down in the physical altercation. You can see Candace and Ashley clearly in the video trying to break up the messy brawl, which apparently resulted in some spilled blood. We're told cops responded, but no arrests were made. However, police are still investigating. Sources connected to the show tell us production had already wrapped when the fight went down, so the crew's cameras did not capture the fight. As Julia Roberts would say, big mistake. Huge. And that's how it ended. So that was a TMZ article. Definitely check out the link if you would like to read it for yourself, as well as if you want to watch the video that they posted showing the whole fight and what started the fight in its entirety. Now, in the video clip that they posted on their page, it shows the fight starting all the way until the end, and it doesn't show, it shows them carting off Kiana. That part of the clip is the clip that we saw initially when we saw the fight and the PAs had Kiana taking her out of the establishment. You then see a situation between Candace and Mia. Now, to me, it did not look like Candace and Mia were arguing. It looked like Mia was actually being a decent person and checking on Candace, because you hear Candace saying, girl, that girl's a wildebeest. But you see Mia being like, girl, breathe, you know, it's okay, it's okay. Like, it didn't look like Mia was trying to fight with Candace, in my opinion, but again, we don't really know the whole context of it. Then you see an ambulance at the end of the video, but we don't see anybody get into it. So check out that video if you like. If you want to, I'm going to be talking about different parts of this situation, and we about to really break down this fight, okay? We about to break down this fight. We about to break it down. So, who started the fight? Deborah. Sid the Kid started this fight, because in the beginning of the video, you see that there was probably an altercation between her and Candace, but she pours a drink on to Candace. Kiana mushes her in the face for pouring the drink. Then Deborah hits Kiana in the face with a glass. Hits Kiana face with a glass, and then Kiana gives her that work. So let me set the scene for y'all. So when you look at the actual video, it looks like they were in VIP, in the VIP section of the actual establishment. You have Sharice in the corner. There goes Candace. There goes Wendy. Then there goes Kiana. Then there's a group of people, a few, maybe 2 or 3 people there. And they're saying the other person is one of the girls that's supposed to be the new full-time housewife. But I don't know what she looks like. I've only seen one picture of her, so I don't know if that's her. But there's a lady standing there, and then you see Deborah. And then around the table in the VIP section, you see Ashley. So it looked like Candace and Deborah might have exchanged a few words, and then Candace was tired of talking to Deborah, so she kind of like does a throwaway kind of move, like a flipping girl, whatever, and she turns around and starts like dancing. You then see Deborah reach over the table that's in the middle of VIP and pours her drink onto Candace. You then see Ashley go, like she couldn't believe Deborah did that. Candace's back was turned. So when Candace turns around, she grabs the bottle that was on the table. Mind you, Candace wasn't going to do nothing with that bottle. That bottle looked like it was bigger than her and weighed more than her. So then you see Sharice grab the bottle like, girl, give me that. Put it down. And she puts the bottle down. And then when Deborah pulls her arm back, you then see Kiana mush Deborah in the face like, for real, girl? You pouring drinks on people? So then Deborah takes her glass that her mug or whatever that she was using to pour water on to Candace and hits Kiana in the face. And that's when Kiana riled up and went the wop, 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 you know, Deborah, with the throwing hands with Deborah. So then everyone's like, oh my gosh, you got Wendy trying to grab Kiana like, no, like trying to pull her back. You then have Candace behind Wendy trying to help Wendy. You got Ashley like, oh my gosh. Then you see Jacqueline, aka Mia's sister, lover friend, in the on the table, like, and sitting in the booth like, oh crap, standing up, like trying to like stop what's happening, like no, like trying to stop it. Then you see Ashley's friend, who everyone thought was Giselle, but like I told y'all, Giselle had on a black outfit. Ashley's friend had on the lime green outfit and her hair was in a ponytail. She grabs Kiana by the back of the head and yanks her to the ground. You see that girl grab her by the back of the head. The girl in the lime green still has a drink in her hand, and she's pulling her one-handed, pulling Kiana by the head one-handed, and she falls to the back. And they're still on the floor, and they're fighting. Kiana, in my opinion, was still getting the best of Deborah. Because right when I think Kiana was about to get to really going at it, because Deborah was on top of Kiana, but Kiana was still doing things. You see production flood in and like pull them apart. you see them put Deborah in the corner, and you hear some lady tell Deborah, "You're a mom. Think about your husband and your kids." And Deborah's like, "She hit me first. She hit me first." And then you see the clip that we all saw of when they were pulling Kiana out of the, like taking her out of the restaurant or the club. You see her getting carted off by the PAs or production. So Deborah started it. Deborah poured a drink on Candace while her back was turned. That's a coward move. Then Kiana checked her by mushing her in the face. Like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then Deborah hits Kiana in the face with the glass mug. Hits Kiana in the face with the glass mug. And then that's when Kiana hauled off and got the whop, like got the swing. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. So that is really how the fight started. They were all in the mix. Kiana did not get in between an argument that was happening between Candace and Deborah. They were all together there. Deborah decided to be a child, a literal child, and pour her drink on somebody because maybe Candace got the best of her or she was just over Candace. And then when she got checked by way of Kiana mushing her in the face, because Kiana whopped Deborah in the face. Deborah then returns and hits Kiana in the face with a glass. And that's when Kiana decided, oh, I got time today and let's go. Let's really go. And they got to fighting. And the only reason they ended up on the floor is by way of Ashley's friend that we saw last season, because she yanked the back of Kiana's head and drugged her to the ground, and she fell too. And a lot of people, like I said, thought that was Giselle, but it wasn't, because like I told y'all, Giselle was in all black. Again, Giselle was in all black, and they said the cameras is down. We know when them cameras wrap, Giselle does not hang out with these women. She go back to her home. She goes back to her abode. I don't even think Robin wasn't even there. We didn't even see Robin. So I don't think neither one of them was there after all of this. So they carted them off. We then see, like in the video, you see a clip, like I said in the beginning, when I was talking about the video, that you see Candace and Mia talking, and then you see the ambulance. So that is how the fight started. Everyone acting like people don't have a right to defend themselves when someone throws liquid on them, when in a lot of states that's considered assault. Y'all are bugging. Y'all are bugging, okay? But we're going to continue, because then Ashley's friends had some things to say. And Deborah decided to come out and say some things herself. Ashley's friends came out to defend her. Mainly, I want to talk about the girl who was also at that table last season, season 7, when Deborah was with that wiry out hair, with them CGI eyebrows looking bugged out, calling Eddie Happy Eddie, and Giselle was with them too. And pretty much, she went on to say this, and I know y'all probably like, Leah, why are you adding this to the story? Because I like to talk about everything, and I told y'all we talk about everything, and I feel like it adds layers, okay? Bear with me. Go with me, okay? So the girl says, when you come to my friend's event and purposely post a negative altercation to get yourself more followers, you're already canceled. Godspeed to you. That's all I'm going to say. You won't get a tag because I'm sure you want the extra boost. Sorry. So this is by way of Ashley's friend, who we all thought was probably white, but she's given that she's probably mixed, just very fair skinned. And she was at the party as well with the altercation, and we've seen her before last season. So a lot of people, and this is what I'm saying, it adds layers to the story, and I feel like we got to talk about it. We're saying that, is this y'all's way of trying to get away from the story? Because people were like, they felt like Ashley's camp were the ones that first shopped the story about the altercation. And I was like, I could go. I said, okay, I'm going with you. I'm tracking with y'all. Because people were like, y'all know how we get. We start being super sleuths and investigators, and everybody started trying to put the puzzles together. And everyone was like, because when the stories first came out, and y'all heard me when I read the TV Deets article, they were saying that Deborah won, that she sent Kiana to the hospital, that Kiana jumped into an altercation that didn't involve her. But when you look at the actual proof that was presented by TMZ with the video footage, Deborah started the fight by pouring a drink on Candace when she wasn't paying attention to her. Kiana ends up mushing Deborah, like, girl, mushing Deborah in the face for pouring the drink on to Candace. And then Deborah, in returns, hits Kiana in the face with the glass. with the glass. So it's like, who gave y'all this story? Who gave y'all this story? So I said, oh, okay. But this in turn made people be like, Ashley's friends are a liability and don't need to be around the cast anymore. And I kind of agree. You know, I would have just said Deborah, but homegirl in the lime green yanking Kiana from the back of the head. Yeah, girl, you don't need to be around anymore. The only person that probably need to be around it is you know, high yellow sis in the blue outfit, in the pink outfit. That's probably the only person that needs to be around, because both, like, her friend, the girl in the lime green, did not need to grab Kiana from her hair. If she was really trying to stop the altercation, she could have grabbed her from the back, or she could have just fell back and let the men pull them apart. But to grab that lady by the back of the head, and then you got Deborah pouring drinks on people and then hitting them in the face when she's checked for pouring a drink, yeah, girl. Ashley, your friends are a liability, and I would be pissed at my friends. I would be pissed at my friends if this was me, because it's like, you had to do this at my event, my established event. You couldn't do this at somebody else's event that I don't like. You had to bring the bull to my event. I would be looking at them like, yo, I'm never bringing you on the show. Like, I would definitely be looking at Deborah if I was Ashley. Like, the only reason people know who you are is because of me. So act accordingly. Like, and you can tell Deborah is thirsty for camera time and for validation, for likes and clicks and views, because what she posted later on Friday night about, like, we can link, sis, so you can get your nail back in my real hair. I was like, oh, girl, you think you cute and you not. Deborah, we already told you. Girl. You not that girl. You thought you was, but the people had to let you know you not. You not. And I don't think you understand that you not. And when you try to like push that you is, it don't ever work in your favor. You did it with the whole Cookie Monster thing. And the funny thing is, you picked likable characters when you said Cookie Monsters. I know everybody was like, for me, when someone said does she look like Cookie Monster, this how you know that dig that Candace gave Deborah really bothers her, because you went out your way to buy puppets and do the little video, as well as to constantly refer to yourself as Cookie Monster, when she never said which Sesame Street character you look like. So you went out your way to find the characters that everyone deems as cute, such as Cookie Monster and Elmo, to make a video. But you didn't put Oscar the Grouch. You didn't put Bert. You didn't put Snuffleupagus. Like, people with thick eyebrows. You didn't put them. You put the ones with no eyebrows. So we know that dig bothered you. And you keep, like, you can tell that Deborah is seeking validation to prove that she that girl. Because this is what she posted. That I said, girl, you should have just stayed quiet. You should have stayed quiet. And so we'll say this first. So Ashley knows Deborah has beef with Candace. I don't mind her bringing her friend around if she knows she has beef with her, but you need to know how predictable or unpredictable your friend is. And your friend showed her ass. But it also is a liability to you, because now people are digging up Deborah's old stories, and people have kept screenshots, because we in that day and age where everybody gonna screen record it or screenshot it. And they're starting to post how Deborah was already with that, like, threatening energy towards Candace. And this is what the thing that's been going around, where Deborah, when Candace was on Watch What Happens Live during season 7, and a viewer asked Candace about Deborah, this is what she had to say on her story. She said, at the real Candace, be sure to keep the same energy when you see me in person, which will be soon. Clock emoji. You and at CB Bassett 33 both wish you could eat this Cookie Monster goddess realness. Hashtag breakfast is served. So everyone's like, well, Ashley, you brung somebody who was already threatening to get with your castmate, your coworker. I said, you should have checked your friend. You should have told your friend, don't get up here and embarrass me, because she really embarrassed you, girl. And Deborah stay embarrassing herself. So Deborah at the end of Friday posted this. It's her hand with a press-on nail. Because she acting like she has Kiana's acrylic or gel nail in her hand. That's a pressed-on nail, and I know what a press-on look like because I wear them often, girl. Them things pop off so easily. So stop acting like you did something with this. So she said this: you left your nail in my real ponytail that you unsuccessfully could not rip out. Link me if you liked to get it back. Kiss emoji. Now let someone leak the whole video, cause that floor work sure was something, wasn't it? Special K. P.S. Did you enjoy your ambulance ride? Ouch. Punch me in my face first. No, ma'am. And then she got a video of her touching her hair and playing with her hair. And I said, Deborah, Deborah, this just makes you look more corny. This makes you look more corny because now she's trying to act like didn't nobody touch my face. It doesn't matter, Deborah. You still are lame. You are lame. You are such a cornball because you are a wife and a mother. Man, scrap being married to a man. You're a mother. And you're on the internet gleefully boasting about how you started an altercation. Because why did you get slapped in the face, Deborah? Because you ignited the fight by pouring a drink on somebody with their back turned to you because you're a coward. You're a straight up coward. And then when she popped you in the face, because the only reason y'all was on the floor is by way of Ashley's friend, your friend as well, yanking that lady from behind. So what floor work? And then you're talking about leak the whole video. That is the whole video, Deborah. You got worked. You got worked. You got worked. And you trying so hard to be like, my face. You got worked, ma'am. You was on the floor. On the floor. Oh my God. Breakdown of the fight and the information that was all over Twitter and Instagram yesterday. Now, I'm going to give my final thoughts and then we're going to get up on out of here. One, why and how is this Candace's fault? Because I saw a lot of y'all on Twitter saying that it was her fault. And the blogs are running with her name because they know Candace's name brings clicks and views to this show. But how is this her fault? When who started the fight, which is Deborah, who is Ashley's friend, poured a drink on her. How's that her fault? I saw too many pages online talking about Candace grabbed that bottle. She's so violent. Didn't Candace say that she don't support violence? We don't condone violence. This isn't who we are. Just because I say I don't support or condone violence does not mean when you act violently against me, I won't crack you in the skull with a wine bottle. That does not mean I don't have the right to defend myself. I can tell a lot of y'all comprehension skills. They not clicking. They is not clicking. Y'all was failing English. Y'all was failing English and reading growing up because that does not make sense. So you're telling someone if they say they don't condone violence or they don't want violence onto them that they should just stand there and take it and be a pacifist, girl, go on somewhere. I actually had to call out a page who purposely took the TMZ video and cut out Deborah pouring water onto Candace and just showing Candace grab the bottle and saying, oh, Candace is so violent and she has a victim mentality. Deborah is a coward. She poured water on that girl, water, alcohol, whatever it was in that cup while her back was turned. You pour water onto me while my back is turned, I'm going to cowardly walk all over your face. And I might crack you in the skull with a bottle because I don't know what you're capable of. Because anybody that does anything behind someone's back is a coward. Especially when it comes to physical altercations, because that lets me know and lets the world know that you can't fight somebody one-on-one. And I don't understand how that's Candace's fault, that she decided she grabbed the bottle to defend herself just in case Deborah wanted to get ignorant. How is that her fault? And then a lot of y'all are like, well, what about Monique? What Monique said? Y'all who are like Monique is vindicated are stupid Because if Monique is vindicated, then why are you mad at Candace? Because y'all said Monique was well within her rights to beat up Candace because Candace allegedly threw wine in her face and hit her in the face with a glass. But when we saw the footage, Candace didn't hit her in the face with the glass because Candace had the glass in her hand as her head was down as Monique was hitting her on top of the head. But y'all said Monique was well within her right to assault Candace because that mouth was going and because Candace was in her space. Then that would lead me to believe that you would be okay with Candace grabbing a bottle to defend herself because Deborah poured water on her. Just say you hate her and you're a hater. And this is not even me trying to advocate for people to go up for Candace. What I'm saying is if you're going to be a hater with logic. Okay, be a hater with a mind, with facts. Because the fact that a majority of y'all who were like Monique is vindicated by this situation and were conveniently leaving out that Deborah started this by pouring a drink onto somebody are full of it. Y'all are full of it and y'all are actively stupid. And it annoyed me so badly online because I can give haters credit, okay? If you're a hater, I can give you credit when you stand in it with logic. But if you can't stand in it with logic and you have to switch up and reconstruct the narrative of the story that is being presented to us that we can all see with our eyes, you're pathetic to me, okay? You're a loser and you're pathetic because that makes no sense to me. And y'all kept saying she's vindicated. Monique put a curse on this show, in my opinion, because ever since season 5, we've had people come on this show, Mia, and put their hands on people. Mia throwing salad at Candace. She assaulted Wendy. Now we got this situation for season 8 where Deborah throwing drinks on people. She get mushed in the face because people trying to defend the person she threw a drink on. And they gonna hit somebody in the face with a glass. But Candace is the problem. Like, y'all keep, it don't make sense. If you gonna be a hater with logic, bro. Be a hater with logic. Don't be out here trying to twist and bend the narrative. Don't do that. I'm not even saying you got to like the lady, but don't do that. Be fair. That's one thing I can give myself. I may hate your guts, but if you do something and I know it's rooted in being right, I'll give you that. Okay? I ain't that type of person. Okay? A lot of y'all need to do some soul work because people were doing all of that for like purposely shifting the narrative for a stranger that you don't like that you see on TV. Y'all got to remember these people are strangers. We see them on TV, but we don't really know them. What are y'all doing? Why are you making up lies and fallacies just to get likes and views to justify your hatred for somebody? Wild. This is wild to me. But I don't know what's going to happen, y'all. They said the cameras were down and this happened after production. We might get video footage of it like they did last season where we had Candace and Robin going in it in the car when they were in Miami. And like we saw Mia and what's her name, Karen, rubbing nipples together and shaking their titties. Like we might see that. We might get a little something of this. But yeah, y'all, like, I don't know. Potomac is ghetto. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. They're definitely going to keep all of this going because it brings views and clicks to the show. But I don't know, y'all. They might need to change this show to Ladies of Potomac and not Real Housewives of Potomac. You know, the baddies of the Potomac. I don't know. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic. Drop down in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. And if you like what you heard, subscribe and give the thumbs up. Deuces.